I like it. It looks fresh, but how are we not going to put a crab, or how are we not going to put the best looking flag out there, the Maryland flag, incorporated in the City Connects? They're City Connects. Put the Maryland flag in there. Put a crab in there. Put my logo on there. What's going on here? We got Aaron Judge destroying stadiums. He should be arrested, first of all. If everyone at BTL chat, Tail and Squad Ride, we'll break you guys out of prison later. This guy's cheated multiple times in the past, gotten caught for it. He's actually a human trash can. This dude is the scum on the bottom of your shoe. That guy goes park to park, stadium to stadium, a grown-ass man with a baseball glove, like he's playing in the game, taking home runs from kids, not giving little man the respect he deserves. What a loser.
They're watching me flourish, I'm watching them run. Damn. Brand new bag for bro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to...
What's up, ladies and gents? Happy BTL Monday, episode 259 piece. Hold the fry, as always, joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon, fresh off the plane from Milwaukee. Javon, what a weekend, man. We did a lot of shit.
We did. A fun weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Went to Wrigley. Saw a Cubs game, chat, did a bazillion things in Chicago for a couple nights, and then we hit Milwaukee for a Brewers game, American Family Ballpark. Absolutely electric. Was way better than I thought it would be. The fans were way better than I thought. And we'll talk about that a little bit today, too. Bradley Beal got traded, chat. How about them apples? We'll talk about that. Good riddance. I'll give you a little sneak peek. Good riddance. Okay. That guy does not like winning or care. And I'm curious to see how that played alongside Kevin Durant. And obviously, chat, the Reds, not the Mets. We can talk about how bad the Mets are. The Reds are absolutely cracked out right now. And we need to hear from Javon, the Reds whisperer, chat, how they're clicking right now and what they're doing to win all these games in a row. Are they the team of destiny? We're going to talk about the Reds today as well. Shout out Wyndham Clark, winning the U.S. Open. That was fucking electric. Not for my Rory bet, but pretty cool that we saw Random McGee win the U.S. Open, and we've got college baseball and MLB to talk about today as well. Shorter ep today, all right? Shorter ep, we only have about an hour chat, so we'll spend plenty of time towards the end crafting up MLB winners. But for now, let's talk about the fucking Cubs Wrigleyville. I mean, that was absolutely electric, Javon. We went to Sluggers beforehand, bet Cubs to win, Cubs to score first. Morel home run, that was cake. Of course, he had a home run the next day, and so did Talkman, who I also wanted to take. Can't make it up. But, Javon, we had one heck of a day at Wrigley. What did you think of the stadium your first time there?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty awesome. It's obviously I take it in with a grain of salt because my standards are not too high going to Wrigley when my home base is the Trop. So that was definitely a little different. But, I mean, you go there, the atmosphere is amazing. You're talking about them being locked in pretty much every single pitch. You can tell the fans there are super into the games. Obviously, it's a historic ballpark. I mean, it was great to come out of there. Morel might have been cake, but Cubs score first and Cubs ML. Got the tuck done. I thought we were cooked. Once I saw that Adley home run, that was the second I got out of the seats. But they came through, which is shocking.
Came through 100%, and so did our guy Bet with Brian. Just gave out 5 sub bangs. Let's fucking go, Brian. Let's go, Beast. Let's go, Beast. 5 sub bangs, W vibes. And my man resubbed. Let's have a freaking day. That's how you start the week off, chat. That's how you start the goddamn week off. Yeah, Cubs win. They looked great offensively for the first time in a while. That was good to see. The wind was definitely blowing in that game as well, so tough to get any runs. The only nuke I think we saw was Adley's, and that ball was crushed to opposite field. We'll give him that. I will say pretty cool we saw an Adley nuke and a Cubs win, boots on ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Chat, I'm kind of happy you didn't see Javon swing there in the cages at Sluggers, but at least I put in a fight, right? I made it close. I was putting the ball in play. We hopped in the fast machine, and that thing was fast, to say the least, Javon.
Yeah, say the least.
You know, that might be the most fun bar I've ever been to as pertains to just pure entertainment. I feel like I was at an arcade with a batting cage in there, and next to it was vodka Red Bulls just being absolutely unleashed over and over and over again. That was an atmosphere I can get behind, and I will definitely be stopping back at Sluggers another time soon. I mean, I was ripping in there, dude. I was absolutely ripping it. It was probably coming in, chat, like 80, 85. Nothing crazy. It was a little close too. Absolutely cooking. That place was fire. And then we went to Old Crow as well, and that place was absolutely bumping after the game. My goodness, it was a party in there.
For sure.
It was a party. Place was absolutely packed. Chat, like all around the stadium up there. If you haven't been there before, there's just bars galore, and everyone keeps the party going right after the games. People are like sprinting to get in line. It was dope. I was absolutely dialed in and having plenty of freaking beers. Plenty of beers.
Yeah. As you should. As you should.
Sure.
Especially celebrating the victory.
It doesn't even get up to 85. I mean, have you been there? It goes up to 70 max. You guys are all saying this. You don't even know. You weren't even in the cage. That thing was absolutely cooking. We were in the fast one, and you could put it on high. But either way, what a great fucking day in Chicago. And then we went to Milwaukee. But first, let's talk about Al's versus Portillo's. Chat, I don't know if you guys have been there or if you've got a preferable Sammy, but I say I pick Portillo's 10 times out of 10. That place was cracked. And people are making fun of us on Twitter saying, oh, you went to fucking Portillo's. You didn't get an authentic Sammy. Well, we went to Al's, which is right next to the stadium, and that was about as authentic as it gets. And Portillo's blew him out of the water. They absolutely blew him out of the water.
Yeah. Aussie cake. Unfortunate cake.
What happened?
Oh, no, you're back. Okay. I thought you froze.
Sure.
But yeah, two great
Al's Sammy was fire. It was a little spicy. They had those peppers on there, but the Portillo's Sammy was like dunked in some juices. I don't even know what the fuck that was, but it was gas. It was absolute gas.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can call it Portillo's. You can call it Portillo's. Tomato. I don't care. That place absolutely smacked, and I'm going to keep calling it Portillo's until you guys stop getting upset about it. Every time someone mentions the pronunciation, I'm going to say it for another day. Portillo's. Okay.
You got to.
Bro, that place was gas, and the chocolate shake cake or whatever the hell you got. I mean, you were absolutely in love with that thing.
Crazy.
Fire.
I mean, it banged. I mean, Portillo's, like, I'd say they have Val's beat, but pretty close race. Those are two great sandwiches. Chocolate cake shake definitely gives them the nod, though. But all around pretty good. And sources are saying you also got something else from Portillo's. Second trip around.
Sure. Oh, another day. Adding it on. It's Portillo's, ladies and gents. Yes, we brought a fucking Portillo's dog from Wrigley to Milwaukee the next day. Pocket dog, only the real ones know. And brought it into the stadium as punishment, and I used it as a straw in my beer. I hope this made up for me not being able to complete the challenge. I don't know, but I wanted to make sure I got in the stadium and did this early before it packed up. I couldn't be having, 30,000 people seeing me using a hot dog as a straw. Okay, that wasn't happening, but we got it done. That is a Portillo's dog, all dressed up, Chicago dog, that's traveled over the state lines. I don't even know if that's legal. Are you allowed to bring Portillo's dogs over the state lines? I don't know. I don't know the laws and regulations there, Javon. But that was disgusting.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Nasty, bro. Nasty.
I'll be honest, Chad. That was the only sip of that beer dog I had all day. That was the only sip. I actually went and bought a new beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Meg made up for it. Let's fucking go, chat.
Yeah, we can talk about the Meg. We were at Portillo's and we were sweating that one out.
We were at Portillo's, sweating it out on my phone. Absolutely electric. I mean, yeah, 30K people would have made it go viral. Yeah, I bet. That'd be the difference. Okay. It's either people like me using a hot dog as a straw or not, Dave. It doesn't matter if there's people in the seats. Okay. Also, everyone was sitting in one little section where we were at, and everyone else was open. It was just me and Javon packed like sardines and a group of people. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But the stadiums, I mean, not really comparable between the two, but I will say I like the open concept in Milwaukee. I liked the open air. I thought that was dope. I caught some rays in the seats before the game. I thought that was cool. It's got to be the oldest stadium that has an open roof, a retractable roof, right? But nothing beats Wrigleyville. I mean, there's only one place that probably does, and it's Fenway Park. And we have, Javon, you haven't gone there yet. The whole aesthetic of Wrigley and the surrounding area is meant for baseball. Milwaukee, though, did impress me, and those fans were way more locked in than I expected. They were there early. They were cheering, and that place was packed. Absolutely packed. I was impressed. I was not expecting that going to Milwaukee at all, especially against playing the freaking Pirates, and they showed out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that was a big divisional series there. They caught a sweep. Was really hoping they would drop a game so the Reds could be sitting in first, but I mean they were pretty locked in. Father's Day with the bucket hat giveaway, which was fire. So I mean the fans were there early and often.
We didn't have to take a flight. I didn't have to put the dog through TSA, low-key iCarly, but I did put it in my pocket in an hour-and-a-half Uber. So I don't know what's better or worse. Also, those Buc-ee's we got are so fresh, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to give it to my roommate because it barely fits on my head. I was getting some restriction on my brain, and I'm already dumb enough as it is. I didn't need all that, constricted airflow to my brain.
Unreal.
Did you go to the casino? No casino. That's kind of yucky. Yeah, it is. I had to do something weird though.
Yeah.
Had to do something weird.
Hey, this might end up being a thing too. It's 2-0 for the home team when we go to these games. Might
sure
whenever we go.
Sure. This fucking sausage that I had was elite. It was probably the best sausage I've ever had in my life. Pause. We're not going to go into that, but the Tipsy Polish from American Family Fields with tater tots on top and spicy peppers and spicy brown mustard. That was one of the best fucking food items I've ever had at the ballpark, ever. And yeah, the cheese curds, they were okay at the stadium, but we went to some place afterwards. The Milwaukee Brought Company, I believe is what it was, Javon. And that place was way better.
Yeah.
Way
they were the JV cheese curds, and they're still super good. So we got to some actual restaurant quality ones, and they're even better.
100%. Awesome. Javon, anything else we missed on this trip?
I mean, we do got to talk about probably the MVP of at least the Milwaukee trip. Spotted Cow. Fantastic. Sure. Lived up to the
People were chirping me today. Finally found one on draft at the airport. Had to try it, and people were like, "It's so overrated." I don't know why people love it so much. Look, I tasted it. I tried it. I liked it. And I tweeted it. That's all I did. Okay, it's not a fucking battle about who's right or who's wrong or what's better in what city or whatnot. Tried the beer. It was fire, and a lot of people recommended it. So W-Rec. Yeah, that was a 7 a.m. beer. That got me through the flight this morning.
There you go.
That got me through the flight. Spotted Cow fire. See, he gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. What beer do I like? I mean, my favorite beer is probably Mick Ultra. Hate to say it, but it's water. That's my favorite beer. But Spotted Cow was a pleasant surprise. Oh, my God, the deep dish. Where was that from? Where did we go?
Lose.
Bro, Lou's was unbelievable. The first night in Chicago, that deep dish, unbelievable. W's chat, we're not going to talk about food too much. We do have a short ep, but let us know in chat where we should go next. We're crafting up our next play this week. Okay, chat, let us know where you guys want us to try next or where to head out. I mean, there's a bunch of places I want to go to. I know we want to hit the All-Star game as well. But I'd love to try, some other ballparks. If you guys got some good recs, let us know in chat.
For
All
sure.
right, boys. The 10U Megalodon on the Whip Snakes was freer than air. Freer than air. I hope you guys tailed this. I hope you guys don't discriminate against bets and just take winners and not care what sport it is, because this was free. Absolutely free. We cashed the first baby beluga mini Megalodon of the season, chat. Let's hit the next one. That's all I'm going to say. And W Graphics, again, by Daniel. I mean, we have the best graphics guy in the game. My goodness.
Unbelievable. Hasn't missed in years.
So pissed my book didn't have PLL. Bro, hit up your bookie and ask him to put it on, man. It's worth it. All right. And we do have like a 2-week break, I believe, chat, from the PLL. They have some sort of tournament with nationals or some shit where people are going to play for their country for the next 2 weeks in a tournament somewhere. So no PLL for the next 2 weeks. That's tough for the bankrolls. No other way to put it, chat. No other way to put it. But we'll be back with PLL soon. Okay, for now, it's pretty much just baseball talk. All right, we're going to talk about Bradley Beal. We're going to talk about the Reds, and then we're going to dive into the MLB slate, chat. Javon, Bradley Beal, I've had a little bit of time to depict and kind of settle down, I guess you could say. And holy shit, Trent looks like a beta. Trent looks like a middle schooler with his buzz cut. Get him up here. Get him up here and get the hat off. Oh,
Good God.
brutal, Trent. Hey, this is good, man. This will give you some time to just think and worry about the winners. You don't got to do your hair for an hour before Surge Stream. Okay. That hairline is crucified. My goodness, Jengis. Who cut that? A blind person? Helen Keller? Why does he have a little like nick out of the top of his head? Whatever. Who cares?
Wild.
Chad, I've had a little bit of time to depict, settle down, and kind of decompress is what I'm trying to say, this move. All right? We could have gotten more for Bradley Beal over the past 2 years if we were seriously trying to move him or listening to some trades. Now at this point, after a shit season, Bradley Beal's on the move. Bradley Beal's on the move, and we're pretty much trading him for a bag of chips. Here's the deal. We're getting Chris Paul. We're getting Shamet, whatever. We're getting draft picks. We're getting this. We're getting that. It doesn't matter. We're going to cut Chris Paul. He's not going to play a single game for the Wizards this season. No chance. He's going to get released. No fucking way he plays in the Wizards. This is a full rebuild for us. We got rid of our execs and GM this offseason, and we're clearing house. And it seems like we're trying to wipe out some of these shit contracts as well. Bradley Beal was awesome, drafted by the Wizards out of Florida damn near almost 10 years ago at this point. And my goodness, was he fun to watch when John Wall and co. were still competitive early on in his career. The past 2 or 3 years, 4 years-ish, it's been the Bradley Beal show. It's been, Bradley Beal going out there and pretty much trying to win solo, and it did not work. And we tried bringing in new pieces. We tried bringing in new role players. Everything we tried didn't work. The better Bradley Beal played, the less wins the Wizards had. It was crazy. Trust me, coming from a guy who unfortunately watches it a lot, the better he plays, the worse the team does. And I'm not saying that's 100% his fault, but I am saying it's partially his fault. And I'll tell you what, from what I've heard and what I've seen, unfortunately, as a Wizards fan, Bradley Beal doesn't give a fuck. Bradley Beal has never cared about winning. Bradley Beal, was assimilated into the NBA on a team full of a bunch of fucking idiots at the time on the Wizards who were pretty good but did not have their heads on straight. You could kind of sum up the Wizards franchise like that for the past 20 years. Never really coming through, a bunch of fools on that team at different points. And now you can add Bradley Beal to the list, because this guy thinks he's entitled enough and good enough to get a max contract from us and then not show up to anything, not mandatory, or, sit out a bunch of games because you don't get the vax and you're hurting the team, or, say all this bullshit on Twitter or everywhere and bitch about, to the refs about all these fucking calls and focus more about whining than getting back on defense. Chad, I haven't seen Bradley Beal play defense in 3 years. There is a correlation. He is not getting better. He might be putting up more points in the stat line, but that's all he gives a fuck about. He doesn't care about winning. He's not a winner. When the lights are the brightest, he plays like shit and goes ghost mode. And if you guys expect anything differently to happen, now that he's on the Suns in a way bigger spotlight, you don't know Bradley Beal. All you've seen is his highlights on SportsCenter. You haven't watched him play for years. You don't know that the guy's not a winner, okay? Nothing's going to change. And I'll be honest, Javon, I am excited to watch him fail. I am. Because what he did to the Wizards was fucked up. Him begging us to pay him. Pay me. Trust me. All right, fine, we'll pay you. And then 2 years and nothing. 2 years and nothing. And if you actually follow the Wizards, you know that he doesn't put in any fucking effort on the field, and he doesn't put in any effort off the field. Okay, he shows up, he clocks in, he puts up 30 points, and we lose. And that's what the Suns are getting. And people who don't understand that had their heads so far up their ass, or they haven't watched enough Wizards games. Okay? Bradley Beal is not going to change shit for the Suns, and I'm happy his contract, and I'm happy he is off the Wizards and we can start fresh and try to get some winners on our team. That's how I feel about Brad.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, for the Wizards, like it on paper looks like a horrendous trade because, they got fleeced. Like, that's your first impression of it. But, they had no leverage here. You had a Bradley Beal who was overpaid, so you needed someone to eat that contract. Then on the other side, you really couldn't look for many pieces in return, even if you have a sign and trade-ish with Chris Paul. So, they're entering a full rebuild. I assume for them, the deals don't stop from here. I saw the reports that they're looking for a deal with Chris Stapps. I think it's going to be a real overhaul of the entire roster. So, I mean, if you're the Wizards, what can you really do? I think they did enough of what they could, and obviously with the no trade clause, that kind of screwed them too. They would have gotten a much better deal from the Heat, and I'm not just saying that because I like the Heat or I'm a Heat fan. I honestly really didn't want him in a package, but would have given up a lot more for him. So, I mean, the Wizards really didn't have a shot to do much in a lot of this trade, so they did what they could. I'm glad they got him off the squad there.
We got the contract off the books. It was a shit contract. Should have never paid him. Should have traded him years ago. Happy we did now. And we're finally committing to actually trying to rebuild here and start fresh, because whatever the hell we were doing before was not working.
Yeah.
Right? Dubs. All right. How do you think Bradley Beal is going to impact the Suns, and how are the Suns going to be? And then we'll move on to some MLB talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because, like, I look at it and I say, how many games is this team going to play together? So, like, to me, on first impression, it looks like the Nets situation where it's just going to fall apart very quickly. There's definitely a lot of questions about their depth, but I mean, when you have, players like this, I assume they're going to try at least and move DeAndre Ayton to try and bolster that depth. That would be the smart move, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see how they kind of reshape the team around these couple of guys, but it's a lot of question marks, which makes it scary to kind of pencil them in for a championship like everybody's trying to do. So I'm not there yet. I want to see what moves they make in the offseason, but it's hard to ignore a team with that amount of star power.
100%. Dyson coming in with a sub bang. Do you think he acted like that because he wanted out, or just because that's who he is as a person? Well, everything he said over the past 5 years has been a lie. First of all, he talked about him not using his waive trade clause as a trump card. He talked about that months ago. And what does he do? He uses his non-trade clause as a trump card and gets to go to the best team and build a super team with KD. So that was all bullshit too. Or how about how he talked about for years how he wanted to build up DC and be the leader and start something new here when John Wall leaves and the team loses their identity. And he's the guy who says he wants to step up, fill the void, and build around him. And then we don't win, and he plays like shit, and he ends up sitting out a third of the games, and he's such a whiner and doesn't play any defense anymore, and the team doesn't win. So I think that's just kind of the type of person he is. I don't think he's a winner. I look at him as the opposite of Jimmy Butler. Very talented, but he's probably not putting in the extra hours off the field. He's definitely not hanging out with the team, socializing, trying to build chemistry. He's sure as hell not showing up to optional practices early or anything like that, and he's not winning. So that's kind of how I feel, and I just think it's the kind of person he is. I think he's kind of lazy. Espresso Bet's coming in with a sub bang. Auto Gelato coming in with a sub bang. Let's fucking get it. He's like Ben Simmons, but more talented, chat. He's got the Ben Simmons mentality, though. Hype Train, let's go. We got DP Angry coming in with a sub bang as well. 1 month. W. Command wins. Left hand up. Fuck Bradley Beal. I'm happy we ended with that one. Good. And Drizzle. Let's go. 16 months. Dubs. All right, chat. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. I want to fucking talk about the Reds. All right. I looked at Javon this weekend. I said, hey, Reds are streaking a little bit. Why don't we bet them every game until they lose? And I think Javon's on board. I'm sure as hell betting them every single game until they lose, because right now they are on a 8-game win streak, Javon. 8 games in a row.
Yep.
Pretty incredible, if you ask me, for a Reds team that was almost 10 games under 500 not long ago. They're here. Javon, talk about the Reds, how they're having so much success, what's different this season, and what's different recently with some of the guys they've called up. Why are they clicking? How are they so good?
I mean, they're just clicking on all cylinders. You can clearly tell. I mean, once they brought up Ellie De La Cruz, it was definitely a different energy around that lineup and around that team and in that locker room. But, I mean, look at the guys all around him. To be honest with you, Ellie De La Cruz, he's starting to put it back together again. But since he got called up, he's been on a little cold streak. Teams have been pitching him pretty well. But you got guys like Matt McClain, who is putting up borderline all-star numbers since he's been up. He's been the best hitter in that lineup, call it. He's been absolutely amazing. Spencer Steers hit for power too. Jonathan India, who's the guy that's kind of been there, one of the few that's in that lineup. He's been absolutely fantastic for them. He's given them a lot of timely hits, timely home runs like he did yesterday, timely RBIs. I mean, literally everybody in that team is clicking. I mean, you even have a Will Benson at the bottom who is absolutely incredible right now. So it's like at every part of this lineup, they're literally struggling to find a roster spot for guys to come up. Like you have Joey Votto, who's supposed to return in the next day or two. They don't know who they're going to send down. You got, Christian Encarnacion Strand, who's going to come up soon. They don't have a spot for him. Like it's actually crazy because this lineup is so deep right now. And the pitching staff is getting better and better. You have guys like Andrew Abbott who have come up and really given them the spark. Hunter Green's going to be Hunter Green. He has been as of late. Even didn't have his best stuff against the Astros in that start and fought and delivered a quality start for them, which was really, really impressive. The back end's still the back end. Luke Weavers and Brandon Williamson have been bad, but they've done enough to keep that lineup in games, and that lineup is just pesky. Like they're absolute cockroaches. They never go away. They have that dog and that look in them right now, and it's absolutely amazing to see. Seems like I got in at a pretty good time with them because they are on an absolute tear right now. That road sweep against the Astros, like I thought they would win the series. I placed a bet. A sweep really impressed me. That was one of the more impressive series I think any team has had over the course of this early season. So I love where they're headed. Pretty weird week this week. We got the Rockies series starting up today, obviously, but then you got to get the Braves. I believe back in Cincy, we're going to see Strider and maybe Charlie Morton too. So interested to see how they keep moving past those, but they look incredible right now.
Yeah, Trent, bro. I guess people are coming in late today and they didn't see your freaking noggin for a couple minutes ago. But chat, stay posted for Search Stream. Okay, you're not going to want to miss it. Trade India for Bieber. That'd be the worst trade ever, respectfully.
Yeah,
you can't trade the heart and soul of this team. You can't trade the leader of this team.
Yeah, I mean, that was like rumored for a little bit before they really started getting hot. Trading India would be the worst move in the history of that organization. And they were talking to the GM, what was that? I think a couple of days ago. And he was very intent that they were going to be buyers and making an acquisition at the deadline. So he knows they're in the race. They ain't selling India, even if it's just for a roster spot. He's been too important to that team. So I'm really interested to see what they do. Obviously, they need pitching, but between Votto and Encarnacion Strand, I want to see those guys up very, very soon. But India has been absolutely incredible for that team, and he knows that they all know that he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the leader of that team, and rumor has it they might be having an old friend back very, very soon, Javon. Joey Votto is posting some weird shit on Instagram. That means he must be coming back soon.
Could be, yeah. I mean, he's been rumored to come back for about a week or so. And I've seen a lot of talk, maybe just from Red's Twitter, because for whatever reason I'm on Red's Twitter now and I love it. But they're worried that the end that he had to last season, where he was struggling, really I guess the majority of the season was going to carry over to this year, and it was a nagging injury. I believe it was his back that was keeping him tough for the rest of that season. So he didn't look good. Now in rehab, there's a significant difference when he's been down in Louisville in AAA. He said he feels like a brand new player. He's been putting up the numbers to back that up. So I'm excited to see him in this lineup, especially because you have a team full of super young guys. I mean, a majority of the lineup was in AAA at some point this year. He's going to be a pretty huge leader for that team, as long as he's not making consistent Instagram posts like that. Absolutely crazy.
We know Joey Votto is one of a kind. He is. But that dude can hit some baseballs, and that team could use – there he is. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's too much going on. Joey, though, he can kind of do whatever he wants because he's really fucking good at baseball. So we'll leave it at that. Joey Votto's come back soon. That team could use another veteran, another leader on that team. And I would also personally, as a baseball guy, love to see Joey get a crack at a playoff run.
Yeah.
Has he ever been to the playoffs in his entire fucking career?
I'm pretty sure they've had to have been there at least once or twice with him.
Somebody let me know in chat how many times the Reds have been in the playoffs in Joey Votto's career. It can't be more than twice.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the last one maybe it was COVID year with Bauer. Possibly. I think that was the last one, but I mean, I don't really know if that counts. But yeah, I would love to see Joey Votto get one last playoff run.
100%. 100%. Javon, you got a prize pick square? Sure. You got one up your sleeve?
Not right on the spot here, but we can look through as we're talking through some of these games for sure.
Sure. Well, let's start out by talking about the Reds today. I already said I'm betting them until they lose. So you guys know where my coins lie today, although they are minus 170 against Gomber. they're getting some respect on the lines, but they are playing against a dog shit team in the Rockies tonight. So, Javon, do you think your Reds get it done with Zion on the bump?
Yeah, I mean that's crazy respect for Brandon Williamson, who's literally hurt my eyes to watch. So I was shocked to see this up from, I think it was like 140 looking last night at some of the lines, and minus 165, 170 for Williamson feels ridiculous, even for as good as the Reds are meshing as a team right now, and especially hitting. And I know you got Gomber, who's also been one of the worst pitchers in the league. But I mean, the Reds haven't gotten any line respect this entire run. So the fact they're getting it now quite a bit with their worst starter on the mound probably says something. And I know it's a question of whether the game gets played or not, but if it does, the Reds probably roll in this game.
W's add them to my cards. Love it. Apparently there might be some rain like you and Chad is saying. So stay posted on that one, Chad. And honestly, that Reds bullpen could probably use a night off. They played about 17 million games in a row.
Yeah, they had to go to Ian Jabot yesterday because Alexis Diaz had pitched like 5 out of 6 games or something throughout that streak. And on Friday, he looked gassed. They gave him a couple days off. So whole bullpen could use it, especially because even if they win this game comfortably, Williamson's probably not going too far.
You want to know why I don't want to talk about the College World Series, Dylan? Because I lied about Oral Roberts last night and they lost by 1. I don't even want to fucking think about youth baseball. I don't want to think about it. Okay, let's talk about the pros today. Javon, if you have any college baseball insight today, let the people know. But I personally don't want to think about it. Okay,
Yeah.
Oral Roberts broke my heart. Not the kind of late oral I wanted. No, that was shit oral, and they lost.
Yeah.
Pissed. Chad, you guys let me know what you like. You're probably more tapped in than me.
I mean, you personally would probably want to fade Stanford today.
I'm hip. I know Matthews is pitching after his 200-pitch outing, no-hitter, perfect game, legacy start. I get it. What are the odds in that game, if you want to talk about that briefly? I'm back in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure last I looked, they're dogs. Stanford was, which is why that would probably be a little up your alley there. I mean, they're playing Tennessee, so I mean, it's probably not that surprising, if at all. But Tennessee minus 150 against a now very popular Quinn Matthews, which I don't know what the potential leash may look like after last start. He usually doesn't have one, regardless of how many pitches he throws. But plus 120 with probably the best start that we've seen in the entire college baseball playoffs to this point. It looks pretty enticing. So,
what time are those games? Is that Pacific time, Josh? Or
I
is
think
that
it's
Central
starting up
time?
in like half an hour.
Is that Central time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Central Time.
W. Josh. Thank you. Go back into your little hole. So, yeah. Wow. Well, Chad, I'll tell you right now, I'm back in. I don't know why you guys are telling me not to bet college baseball. I love these 2 games. I got 2 plays here. Let me get Tennessee money line and let me get LSU money line. That's
There we
simple.
go.
That's simple. And also, this guy Rodis is going to shoot up the stream if you don't give a home run pick today. So
We'll get
maybe
there,
work on
man.
that as well.
We'll get there.
Because you work for Rodis and he signs your checks.
He
So
does.
you get him a home run pick or else.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. W's chats. Give me LSU. Give me Tennessee. Javon, any thoughts on those before we dive into MLB? And yeah, Daniel Barrett. He's got a .83 ERA, but expected ERA of 5.85. You know how many saves he has? 0. That's all that matters. Let's keep moving.
Beautiful.
Javon,
Beautiful.
LSU, tip your cap, or are you not fading Wake Forest?
Probably not fading them yet, but it's definitely the play in that game.
Okay. We move, chat. MLBs. Chicago. Let's start in St. Louis, I guess. Let's start with the day game. I didn't know this game was at 4 o'clock. Chad, I took maybe the best nap of my life after we returned home from the flight this morning. So I'm learning on the fly with you guys today. Okay. I know Javon's been in the lab probably for hours, though, and hasn't slept. Don't worry. Nats, ML at home, plus 125 against Flaherty. No thanks. No thanks. I'm pretty sure Flaherty had some beef in his last game, though. Wasn't he like chirping somebody on the field and they almost got ejected and it was some weird situation? I'm pretty sure that was in his last start. So maybe he'll be fired up and he'll come out to pitch. But that totals at 10.5 with 2, decent pitchers on the mound, at least stats-wise, with Gray. And big name Flaherty, who's been pretty inconsistent this season, either really good or really bad. So this line screams over to me. Javon, what are your thoughts? I'm seeing 10s some places.
Yeah, definitely says an over to me too. I think Flaherty and Josiah Gray, they both have pretty poor matchups today. Especially, I mean, Josiah Gray, the one thing you need to do, or I guess you don't want to do with the Cardinals, is give them a spark with free base runners, because shockingly, as bad as their offense has been, they've had really good spots with runners in scoring position in these higher total games. They've actually hit really well in these situations. So if you're going to give them foot traffic, they're going to cash in, especially, I mean, you talk about not just Josiah Gray, but if he has a lack of command, which is starting to become, more and more of the reality throughout this season, which, he looked really good early on in the year. It's not like he's been terrible, but starting to creep back in. You always got the Nationals bullpen hanging behind him, which has not been all that fantastic all season. So anytime you take an over, that's in the back of your head. But Flaherty, I'm always first team. I'll fade Flaherty. His underlying metrics are bad every season. This is the Nationals team who, like, really, those guys are the guys that they feast on. I talk about it all the time. So, like, Lane Thomas is on a heater. Saw his fantasy score on Prize Picks for the first time in years, and he's getting bumped up a full point. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty good day for both these offenses.
I mean, the splits are perfect. Less than 50% of bets, but 80% of handle on that over. Nats don't walk. That's correct. Nats also don't strike out. You know who walks a lot of people? Josiah Gray. You know who takes a lot of walks and capitalizes on them and free base runners? The Cardinals. This total's high. I thought it should be at 9. I'm seeing 10 some places. Yeah, go ahead and give me the over with those fire splits. The Nats offense will be just fine. They'll put up a couple against Flaherty. And I think the Cardinals get to Josiah, who's been too damn good this season. I don't think he's this good yet. I've been impressed with his progression, but I do think this is a bad matchup, like you already touched on. A lot of walks. Bad recipe for Josiah. Bad recipe for Josiah against a patient team. Okay? Give me that over. Give me Toronto, Miami, Berrios, and Honing. Is that how you pronounce it? Honing? I know you guys are really big into grammar and pronunciations. Let me know if I said it right. Toronto ML minus 160, Javon. Is that a play with Berrios coming off another legacy start against the Orioles? Or do we fade and go with Hoeing, who doesn't even have a fucking profile picture on most apps, and he's got a sneaky good ERA, though? Berrios' ERA squares up on Prize Picks. Why? You know why. Let's fade it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is not just Brian Hoeing, but it's also I don't know how long he's going to go. Probably 2-3 max. Kind of a slightly extended opener. I don't know what any plans are after him, whether they're going full bullpen game or they're going to have some form of a bulk guide. Chat, if you know, let me in on that information. But Berrios, even at minus 155, it opened a little shorter. This seems awfully easy. And I've been the big fade the Marlins kind of guy, especially like on the road, which they're not today. But on the road, I just don't think their bats are that good. You have a lot of inconsistency through that lineup. Like, other than Luis Arias, you need Jorge Soler on an extreme heater like he was for those couple weeks. Same thing with Brian De La Cruz, who he's really starting to head the backswing as of late. Not been all that good. And then, like, a couple of guys in the middle of that lineup been super inconsistent too. Like Garrett Cooper, at the bottom of the lineups, had guys in and out of it. We saw Jacob Amaya come in. We took his hits, runs, and RBI square in his debut, but there's a lot of turnover in the bottom of that lineup. So, like, I'm a big seller of the Marlins in general, and I'm not really a seller of Berrios at this point, but this just feels awfully easy. Not to the point where I want to take the Marlins, but I'm not backing Berrios.
Okay. Well, Chad, we've talked about this a lot, right? Fading trends is not profitable, right? Last year, Krabs, I think I had a good tweet this morning. You guys are hip. Anybody in here knows. I lost a ton of units on MLB last season. It was ugly. I tried to chase. I tried to make my way out of it. It didn't work. Lost 40 units on MLB last season. Okay. This year, I'm only down. I need to pull up the tweet because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong number. This year, we are now, since I've been tracking my bets for the last 2 years, I'm only down 23 units on MLB. So I'm no mathematician, but that's plus 17 units this year. And I thank you guys, and I thank Javon and POD Pete, not Mid-Major Matt, and all you fucking guys for getting in my head all baseball season last year, telling me to not fucking bet as much, quality over quantity, and stop fading trends, right? Last year's Krabs would probably be trying to fade the Reds right now. That's fucking stupid. That's not how you win bets. You bet on the Reds right now because they're hot, and that's the human element in the game that you want to fucking bet on and have your coins on, because right now they think and know they can beat anybody. All right? We're not fading bullshit like that. And I fucked up last week with Berrios against the Orioles trying to get cute. Remember Javon, how he's incredible against the O's, and we tried to fade him and it didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Learn my lesson. All right, needed that reminder. I will not be betting on Miami today, but I do lean the fish at home. But it's not profitable doing that. It's not profitable. Let's not fade those trends. And Chiote's right. Vintage crabs is for the weekends. Deal.
There we go.
All right. I will lean Miami and not fucking bet that game because Miami has a better record than Toronto anyways, and I think that's a crock of shit. That's so fraudulent, and I don't even want to bet Miami for the next 2 weeks anyways. Fuck that. They're not good.
Fair. Yeah, they're not. They're really not.
Jordan Lyles, have to mention it. The guy is 0-11 and has a 7 ERA. He's actually this year's Patrick Corbin. I've talked about probably about 10 guys so far this year. He's actually 2023 Patrick Corbin right now. This is nuts. Again, last year I'd be trying to fucking bet this guy this year and be losing coins doing it. This year, no thanks. Definitely not fading Lyles because I know as soon as I do, that'll be the game he wins, but I'm going to put that game off to the side. Javon, do you have any thoughts on Kansas City and the Tigers?
I'll fade them gladly. I think, especially like for the Royals, who are seemingly always in sharp spots, even when like Lyles is on the mound. Because I mean, people forget Jordan Lyles was minus 125 against the hottest team in the league at home. Now he comes back and he faces Reese Olson, who has 3 starts in the major leagues. He looked pretty solid, and 2 of them coming off a start where he got destroyed by the Braves in a pretty tough matchup for him. Minus 140 for the Tigers, who have been, I mean, I guess you could say like through the month of June, just as bad, if not worse, than the Royals, especially offensively. I don't know who's laying minus 140 for the Tigers or on the Tigers and Reese Olson, to be honest with you. And I've already seen a couple people try to get cute with the Jordan Lyles plus 120 today, and I don't like that. I think Reese Olson comes up and absolutely shoves the Tigers bats really get going today. I'm interested to see the lineup they put out, but if our man wants a home run pick, should probably stay on the Tigers today, if I'm being honest with you. And I think Spencer Torkelson is probably my look there.
Wow. Do you know what odds he's at?
Let's take a look. I would assume he's at or near the top, at least of the Tigers hitters.
And you also asked who'd be betting on the Tigers at minus 140, which I agreed with until I looked at the splits. And I'm seeing now that 84% of people and 93% of handle are backing the Tigers at minus 140 against the winless Lyles.
Yeah, it's just
my goodness.
Take a stroll through Twitter before you do that, though. It's very deceiving.
Okay. I will say it's a little concerning that the line has really not moved at all, and there's a ton of bets on the Tigers. But I'm not betting this game anyways, chat, because the Royals are banned. W's. Okay, I'll let Javon go ahead and take a stab at Detroit on the ML, and I'll be rooting for him.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Plus 400 for Tor.
Plus 4, sure.
He's up for a run, too. Sure.
Wow, good sign.
I bet.
Good sign, chat. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. There's more games to get to, chat. We have about 15 minutes until Surge Stream. All right. And if you guys have not downloaded Pikkit yet, what are you doing? All right. Figure it out. I'm back home this week, so all my plays will be tracked on Pikkit. You guys know the drill. There's more to the app than just tracking your bets, though. Okay. You can follow people on there. You can check splits. You can check weather, matchups, line shop. You can check the posts. All right. They have a clean new dark mode where you can check posts and see Trent making fun of himself for not hitting a prize pick in a week, stuff like that. All right. Download Pikkit, use promo code Javon, and start tailing the boys or fading Trent. All right. It's not too late. Download the app, especially if you have legal books in your state. If you're not using it, I don't know what to tell you. It's the best bet tracking app out there on the App Store. Grow up. All right. Yeah. We need a buzz cut command for today. Agreed. You guys are in for a treat if you haven't seen Baldy yet. Oh, my goodness. His head looks like a bowling ball. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
All right, boys. Cubs versus Pirates, 2 teams we saw in different venues this weekend. We got Smiley. We got Beto. Who the hell's Beto? Is this Big E's cousin?
It could be. It could be. And Josh, I want you to bring up prize picks real quick. Because I like the Pirates here. I think this line is awfully short. And it's kind of going along with – usually we've looked at, like, pretty elite pitchers when talking about this. We talked about, like, John Gray, not Major Matt, made the great tweet pointing that out. And then Sandy, same thing. I believe he pointed that out too. Look at Drew Smiley today. want to search that up, Josh. We can look at his numbers, which is weird. Not necessarily that the numbers don't make sense, but the fact that they're hanging that 16.5 pitching outs with just a 22.5 fantasy score, which was awfully interesting. And he did, I believe it was his last start against the Pirates, didn't go all that well. But you got to think the Pirates have lost 6 in a row, including that start. And now they're, lost the first spot in the division. They've got Osvaldo Bido on the mound, who's made 1 start in the MLB, and it was against the Cubs, I believe, in that same game. This is kind of the lowest stock of the Pirates since their little run here. Now that they're dipping back down, their offense has been really horrific. So to see this with only a -130 on Drew Smiley feels awfully interesting against this Pirates team, even with Henry Davis possibly or most likely coming into the lineup after they call them up, whatever it may be. That feels incredibly awkward to me. So I'm going Pirates here. Okay.
I don't hate the Pirates. I think I like the over a little bit better. Splits are okay. 45% of bets, 54% of handle. And these offenses really don't impress me much recently either. I know the Pirates have been scoring more over the past week or two, still losing. The Cubs, kind of the same bit. They got going a little bit over the weekend, but still nothing crazy. These two pitchers have combined sub-6 ERA, and I know Smiley's nothing that special, and I know Bido is making his second career start, but I think this total's high, and I like to take the over with 2 shit offenses. I think we get run somehow, somewhere in Pittsburgh tonight, and I don't hate the splits. All right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
W's, Cincinnati ML, if they play today, we've already gone over it.
Yep, if they play, I mean, any home run props should definitely look into this game. I think there's a ton of guys to take, which, I mean, I won't talk about it too long because the game may not happen, but probably ride the hot hand with India. Spencer Steer has ridiculously weird odds today. Same with like Ezekiel Tovar. Like I think you can take a stab at a lot of these righties in this game and get away with it pretty easily. So if it does happen, definitely be on the lookout for that.
Okay, W Saucy 25. Looks like they've been doing a little bit more than I gave them credit for. All right, maybe the Cubs bats are back this week. Shout out Mike Talkman and C. Diamond's legend, leading the way, lead off. That's crazy that he bats lead off for them. He was in the KBO last year. Nuts. All right, Reds ML, Dubs, Cubs over. I like a little bit, maybe Pirates ML. What about Boston, Minnesota? You got to play in that real quick?
Not really. I'm just not taking the Super Corp Twins today. That's probably the corporate play of the day. Red Sox coming off of, the Sunday Night Baseball narrative, which is a real thing. Not trying to diminish that, but coming off of Sunday Night Baseball, not just 1, but 2. They had a doubleheader, which included Sunday Night Baseball, and they're traveling to Minnesota against Pablo Lopez, who at home is one of the best pitchers in the league as of recent. So that's why this -145, I guess, to a lot of people seems like a free bet, but I'm not taking it because I really like James Paxton's matchup too. I could see him having a really good performance here against the Twins team who doesn't do much of anything against left-handed pitching, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it'll be a pretty close game down to the end. Wouldn't be shocked to see the Corp Twins go down.
Okay. I think I do lean the Twins, but I like the under in this game better. Like you said, Paxton's going to deal too. He's been locked in. And we bet on Lopez's last couple starts. Looks like he's tweaked some things and looks absolutely dialed as well, Javon. You said he loves pitching at home. Maybe the Twins are a little too corp on the ML today. Maybe a little fake sharp, so I won't be betting that. W's on the update there. But give me that under. Great splits. Moving down from 8.5 to 8. I think both guys pitch okay. And would not mind fading Boston's offense after sweeping the Yanks. All right.
Enough.
Arizona, Milwaukee, quick bet in that one.
I don't know what to do with this game. This matchup, I believe, happened in Arizona, and I think I took the Brewers in this game. Mary Kelly had like a 6-inning no-hit bid. The Brewers blew up like the D-backs bullpen at the end. Won like 5-1. Royals plus 3.5, sure. But yeah, if anything, I probably have to lean a little bit over here. I believe it opened 8.5 and has moved down to 8. And I've seen the splits, the under super sharp, but seeing that 8.5, even like, this D-backs offense is completely different from the beginning of the season. So they've improved. I guess you can say since that point, Corbin Burns has been a little more inconsistent as well. But that 8.5 opener with the Brewers, we saw their offense yesterday. It looked horrendous. I mean, they haven't been good in pretty much any form or fashion. And this pitching matchup that happened was a massive pitcher's duel, especially for like the first 6 or 7 innings. I was shocked to see an 8.5 opener. So even with the move down, I still got to lean the over here.
Okay. What about Mets Houston? Scherzer versus Brown. Any plays in that one? No respect on Scherzer. My goodness.
Yeah, no respect on Scherzer. I mean, probably rightfully so at this point, but yeah, I can't touch this game. So I'd probably lean Mets, but I can't go anywhere near taking or fading the Astros after getting swept by the Reds. So
Okay.
I'm good on that game.
Okay. And yeah, shout out Lance Lynn, by the way. Had to mention Lance Lynn's name today after he set a White Sox record for 16 strikeouts in a game and lost. That's fucking nuts. The White Sox play again today. They welcome in Texas. White Sox have been more competitive recently. I'll give them that. They're starting to wake up a little bit. But Texas is one of the best teams in baseball, although they might be fraudulent. They have a great record still. And they're taking a trip to Chicago. Javon, do you like the White Sox today on the NL by any chance?
Is there any what is it, Heaney
I'm
against
seeing some Schultons. Schultons being thrown around. Maybe a little Schultons opener.
Yeah, so possibly a little Schultons bullpen game starts with him. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that game because I'm another team that I'm big on regressing massively is the Rangers, which a lot of it has to do with their bats really carrying them to this point. The pitching staff is extremely overperforming and overrated.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to start sometime soon. I will say Heaney minus 125 is certainly interesting, but at the same point, or at the same time, this is a low point as far as stock for the Rangers. So I'm not sure if I want to sell right at this point.
Okay. Dubs. We'll take one more minute and talk about San Diego, San Francisco, Waka versus Walker tonight. Nobody's talking about the Giants, but they've sneakily been red hot over the last month or so. Now they're 7 games over 500. And I feel like if you ask most people on the street who watch MLB, they'd say they're probably at 500 at right now. They wouldn't know that they've actually been balling and their pitching staff has been locked in. Javon, their bullpen's been cracked. Do you like them today to cool off the Padres, or are you not in the mood to fade the Padres right now?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to take a bet here, it certainly would be fading the Padres. One of the very few teams where, as far as the Giants go, a bullpen game doesn't really scare me because their bullpen's been one of, if not the best in the league over the past month or so. So they've been the star of that team and their little resurgence lately, even though their bats have been absolutely fantastic too. So it does, even with as well as the Giants themselves are playing. I know we've done this a couple times with Waka, whether it's the line on the game or his props, whatever. Just feels like no respect, and eventually this is going to kick in. I wouldn't be shocked if it's today against a rival red-hot Giants team.
And I wanted to take the over, Chad. I thought that it was a little high, but, I mean, the way these offenses have been doing recently, I kind of get it, especially the Giants, who have hit 5 overs in a row, and they put up a bazillion runs over the last week or so. So maybe that over does not look as weird as it actually seems. Okay?
Yeah.
What's the squad ride, chat? Let's get grooving. Let's get moving. Let's start crafting it. Okay? Javon, what do you want to put in here, brother?
Pirates. I don't know how we want to play that. Whether if it's Pirates ML or Pirates team total. Either one of those speak to you.
Sure. Give me the Pirates ML.
Let's do it.
Pirates ML. You like Pirates ML the best, right?
I'm pretty up in the air, but yeah, I do like the Pirates in pretty much any fashion.
Okay. What about the Reds team total over?
Yeah, we can put that in.
I mean, I don't want to give out a minus 170. Chat.
Yeah. It's at 5.5.
5.5. What do you think?
I mean, not really sure what to do with that. What the best course of action, because they're going to score, and I think they're going to win the game. It's just,
Chad, is that game even going to happen?
Yeah, I feel like it's not even worth putting it in if weather's going to be that much of an issue. We'll just have to pivot.
Well, what other plays you want to put in? I like that Nats over, but it starts in 2 hours.
Yeah, we can keep that out. I mean, we can put Reese Olson minus 145 in there.
Detroit ML.
Yep.
You love that play?
I do like that play.
Okay. All right. PP 4-piece chat. We can craft up a prize picks and post it on the BTL Twitter. For now, we got business to do. Okay. Chat, we need one more play as well. Maybe we go either Reds ML or Reds team total over, but I'm worried that game's not even going to happen, chat. I'm worried that game's not even going to happen. We could go Giants ML, late night.
We can go Giants ML.
Let me check the splits. I don't like the splits. I don't like the splits one bit. All right. I'm making the call. We're putting the frickin' Reds in there.
Let's do it.
We're putting the Reds ML in there. Chat, there's like nothing to fucking bet on today besides college baseball and MLB, and there's not a lot of great games. LSU ML could also be a play, Javon.
It could also be a play.
You don't like that, though, do you?
I mean, not enough to put as a squad ride.
Okay, chat, three plays, 3 winners. We only got 2 minutes, so hurry up, go, go, go. Pitt ML, Detroit ML, Cincy ML. Hate giving out 3 fucking favorites like this. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, I bet. But you know what? It's all we got today. We're making do. It ain't much, but it's honest work. All right, hurry up. The poll is up in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 vote, go now. We only got 1 minute. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Hurry up. Chat, squad rides were a W last week. Pissed we closed the week out with a loser on Friday, but 4-1 last week. Okay? Let's keep the vibes up, and let's keep hitting fucking bets. All right, boys? Hurry up. Get your votes in. If you haven't been tailing the squad ride every single day, you're probably not as rich as you could be. All right? Get your votes in, chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Yeah, I wish we could put Portillo's in here so I could vote it and pronounce it wrong and piss people off. But that's not a team. That's just a great restaurant that's underrated.
Yep. There we go.
Come on, chat. Hurry up and go, 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 go. Get your votes in. Also, is that true? Is Livy Dunn actually going to the Pikkit House son?
The Pikkit House?
Sure.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Colt G coming in with a sub bang. Bang. BTL. Goated. Absolutely love it, my man. Thank you for the support. This is a tight poll here, Javon. My goodness.
Yeah. Pirates and Tigers.
Close.
Yeah. I gave mine to the Pirates, but I mean, those are two, I don't want to say similar, but I feel good about them both.
Okay, chat. Hurry up. The poll is ending. We got 20 seconds. Krabs, how was the straw dog? It was like it looked. It was terrible. Yeah, I give Livy a pocket dog. Pirates ML. Looks like Pirates ML is about to take the cake, chat, unless anybody wants to do something about it. Ooh, Tigers ML creeping in there. We got 10 more seconds. Hurry up. Get your votes in. Go, 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 go. Who's it going to be? We got a fucking tie. I hate you guys. Javon, pick. Hurry up. We got to end the stream.
Pirates
ML squad ride chat. We'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Pirates ML. We'll be seeing.